Okay. So, now let us check the India timeline. Okay. We will start with a 0 timeline. Let us assume 0 time as a filing of a provisional patent application. So, suppose applicant files a provisional patent application to secure the right for the patent. We consider this now as a 0. It is the application filed by the applicant to secure the priority where the specification is filed without claim, right. If I want to define provisional, we have already seen what is provisional, what is complete. I just in the simple words I can put that provisional is the application filed by the applicant to secure the priority where the specification is filed without claim, as the process of the invention is ongoing. However, the inventor is assured that he or she can complete the process within 1 year, right. So, I have put in general way what the provisional patent application is. Now, as a rule, within 12 months the complete specification is to be filed, right. So, 12 months the complete specification is filed by the applicant. As I have mentioned several times that provisional application drafting can be done by applicant himself or the inventor. However, for complete specification, it is suggested that the help of a patent expert is required. So, the provisional patent filing and then the complete specification. Now, after this stage, the publication will be automatic. There is no requirement of reminder to patent office, or there is no requirement of filing any form for that. At the end of 18 months, automatically the patent will be published. We know now that what is the meaning of publication, that the bibliographic information, abstract, number of claims, number of drawings. This information will be published in the Gazette, and that Gazette is updated every Friday. So, okay, this is the publication stage, that is provisional, then complete and then publication. Now, the next is examination. So, written there as a 48 months. So, what is the meaning of that? It is a timeline, that is a how much time there in your hand or in the hand of applicant to file the request for examination. The request for examination can be filed within 48 months. After that, that timeline is lapsed, your patent will come into the public domain. So, that 40 months timeline is very important. You have to file the examination request before 48 months. Remember that if request for examination is not filed, patent will not be examined. Okay. Now, this request for examination, it can be filed at the time of complete specification file only. So, to avoid any what we can say, due to some reasons you may forget to file the examination, to file the request for a examination. To avoid that scenario, what exactly you can do, that when you are filing the complete specification, you just file at that time only the request for examination. Why this is so? Because this filing of request examination determines your number in the queue for the examination. So, we know that patent office, in the patent office that workload is there, limited number of examiners are there, and your patent will be checked by that particular examiner who is expert in that domain only. Now, what happens that when what we can say that we have filed a request for examination, the date on which you have filed the request for examination, that will determine the number in the queue that is there for the examination of your application. So, maybe some 2000 applications might be waiting, and suppose today you have filed the request for examination. So, you will be as a 2000 first in the queue, and this examination request determines, not the filing date determines the queue in the examination, the request for examination determines the what we can say the sequence to be considered for the considering the patent for the examination. Now, then after that examination, first examination report, that is FER, will be issued. So, as discussed, although it is mentioned here 54, it is a tentative timeline given. So, if you file the examination request along with complete specification, then tentatively your patent application may be considered for examination, and by 54th month you may get the FER. So, considering that you have filed the complete specification, and along with the complete specification only if you have filed the request for examination, then the probability is that your patent examination means will be there around some 54th month, plus or minus will be there obviously. So, you may get the FER at the end of that 54th month. Remember that this 12 months timeline or this 18 months timeline, so for from 0 to 12, that is complete specification, you have to file the complete specification within 12. Publication will be at the end of 18 months. Request for examination should be filed before 48 months. So, these timelines are fixed, but this 54th whatever we have mentioned, it is not fixed. Why? Because if somebody files the examination request at the end of 48 months, then obviously after 48 months the next 3 years you have to wait for the examination. So, the numbers that is 54 and the next that is a 66 are a tentative here. It may change depending on the date of filing of the examination request. Then the time taken by the applicant for the FER replies, because see what happened when you have filed the examination request, that is a one important factor. The second thing is how much time you take to give the reply to the first examination report. That is also important when we are considering the grant of patent. You have the timeline of maximum 6 months. Within 6 months you have to give the first examination report. The possibility is that you can just give within first month, means as soon as you receive that FER you have immediately replied. So, you have saved that 5 months. So, that is in the hand of an applicant, but that timeline given as a 6 months. Okay. So, that FER filing time when you are filing the request for examination, that determines that grant of a patent.